Looks like I went live a little earlier than I anticipated. I was just trying to test it out. That's okay. Greetings, all. How's it going? I'm getting stuff ready because I'm not quite ready for doing a show. I had it's been one of those mornings where I'm just going, hey there, yo, word homie, how you doing, gangsta? I'm in the middle of getting stuff ready. I actually did not intend to hit start this streaming yet, but lo and behold, that's what I'm doing. Because that's what happened. That's how I roll. All right. How you doing, Dan? Greetings, Gary. Well, good. Just left a job interview. Ooh. Nice. I hope it went well. All right. Instrument. You should get some water, too. Hey, Linda. How you doing? Ugh. Yeah. Be right back. And there goes my alarm, reminding me that this is happening in 9 minutes. You have water? Oh my god. Dude. That was funny. Oh, I'm so sorry about Mr. Bo. I think I can do a cat song thrown in here for you. I'm getting ready. One of the things I was working on this morning, which probably not the thing I was supposed to be working on, but it's a podcast episode of pub songs. Planning to take all the cat lovers podcast episodes and put them on the pub songs feed, so it's in one solid place. So I was prepping some episodes, and I have two in the. This is all stuff that's going to come out next year because it's the 20th anniversary of Irish Drinking Songs for Cat Lovers next year. Hawaiian shirt idea? Just. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what to think about that. All right. I guess I'm about ready. I'll just play some songs and see where this goes, I guess, huh? Start a little bit early. Oh, I know what I need to do before I get that started. I was trying to come up with what songs I'm going to be doing. So, one of the reasons I do these shows is to help me prep for weekend shows and whatnot. And I have a couple of big events coming up. The fall is pretty full. And Nara and I are practicing almost daily since this is a fall break for school. We've been practicing all the a set for the Irish Fest Atlanta that we're doing. But right now, that's not what I was working on. I'm trying to come up with a set list for MULTIVERSE, which is this weekend. And interesting. I'm not sure if I like that set. I don't think I want that set. Apparently I still have to make a set for this weekend. Here we go. Oh, there we go. All right. So, that said, let's go ahead and start with a song for Mr. Bo. How about that? Make sure I'm in the right place and I can see y'all's. There's a kitty eye watching something dart by, though he may have seen nothing at all. Be it game or live, he wiggles his hind and tackles it with his claws. For a cat roams around like a lion on the prowl, and he jumps on your shelf with the strong. So he can meow from great heights and croon through the night till it all crashes down, then he's gone. When kitty eyes are smiling, all the world it is their play. With a leap your cat is soaring, now your shoelace is his prey. When kitty hearts are happy, against your leg you'll feel them rub. And when kitty eyes are smiling, sure you can't help falling in love. When your sweet kitty's needing some biscuits and dreaming, his cat motor purrs with delight. Then he wakes his sleepy eyes, and the sofa he spies, and scratches his claws on the side. While you're writing a song, you know something is wrong. When he lies on your paper to rest, he will laugh all the while, and all other times smile, as he falls asleep on your desk. When kitty eyes are smiling, all the world it is their play. With the leap your cat is soaring, now your sporran is his prey. When kitty hearts are happy, against your chin you'll feel him rub. And when kitty eyes are smiling, sure you can't help falling in love. Good morning, Tracy. All right, take off this jacket really quick. As you note, I am starting early. Just accidentally hit the on button, start streaming button. So that's okay. I guess I could have had a one of those splash pages that says the show will be starting in 5 minutes or whatever. If I was more technically adapted, that would probably be no problem. How's the volume on that? Was the vocals not, or the auto harp not overshining the vocals and vice versa? Yeah, I'm still pulling things together this morning. I'm going to be at Multiverse this weekend. Dancing with Hobbits is still doing well. It's still online, at least. It's really funny when I start selling new merch in the store because I remember what I was going to talk about today. When I start selling stuff in the store, because my Bandcamp store just doesn't do as good as I would love it to do, which is, the way of the world. So one of the reasons I promote stuff on Patreon, but it really has me when I haven't figured out how to do a really successful album release on Bandcamp. I can do it on Patreon, on Kickstarter, but not on Bandcamp. I should try that sometime. I should do an experiment. I am tentatively planning, and we'll see if I can make the time, to record an album that's going to be again, patron only. That it will be for sale, actually, patron only as well. Or though it will be available at some shows. I'm still working on all the details. So, this idea came to me, and I haven't fleshed it out. Get all sorts of ideas when I'm traveling in Scotland and such, traveling abroad, which I will share with you in a little bit. In the meantime, hey Lisa, welcome. In the meantime, let's do this song. Jane, the man they called Jane, he robbed from the rich and he gave to the poor. Stood up to the man and he gave him a 4-hour love for him now. Ain't hard to explain, the hero of Canton, the man they called Jane. Our Jane saw the mutters' backs breaking, he saw the mutters lament. He saw that magistrate a-taking every dollar and leaving 5 cents. So he said, you can't do that to my people. You can't crush them under your heels. So James strapped on his hat and in 5 seconds flat stole everything Los Higgins had to steal. He robbed from the rich and he gave to the poor. Stood up to the man and he gave him a 4-hour love for him now. Ain't hard to explain, the hero of Canton, the man they called James. Now here's what separates heroes from common folk like you and I. The man they called Jane, he turned around his plane and let that money hit sky. He dropped it onto our houses, he dropped it into our yards. The man they called Jane, he stole away our pain and headed out for the stars. He robbed from the rich and he gave to the poor. Stood up to the man and he gave him a 4-hour love for him now. Ain't hard to explain, the hero of Canton, the man they called Jane. So Scotland. I had a fantastic time in Scotland. I learned a lot about whiskey. Years ago, in 2013, we did Celtic Invasion of Scotland. We stopped off at Cragganmore Distillery, and which I didn't remember the name of it. But it turns out that was the same place. I started looking at pictures. But we went to Cragganmore Distillery and did a tasting. A tour. And I think I had done one before. And I realized after doing that one that I was like, well, pretty much if you've done one tour, you've done them all. And this trip, I realized that is not the least bit true. There's so much to learn about the process, but also the stories behind them. Like everything, whiskey distilleries, it's all about the story. Yes, the basic process is all the same. You basically, take barley and you have to break it down into the sugars, and then you have to ferment the sugars, and then you have to turn it into basically a sort of a beer type thing, and then you take that beer and you turn it into a spirit, and then you take that spirit so there's all these process that goes through it, and it's fascinating, but. Then there's the stories behind it. Cragganmore was one of my favorite. It was really fascinating, actually. We went to Cragganmore 11 years ago, and so they were basically making the whiskey that we were drinking at that time. So that was you usually have a like 12-year whiskey is like one of the standard single malt whiskeys, and we went there and we were drinking the whiskey that probably was being made at that point in time, which is just fascinating to think about. But it was a great trip. But then there's other distilleries. We found out Glenlivet was one of the the first legal distillery in the Highlands, and very important. So I think it was a good part of it, even though it turns out to be one of my least favorite scotches. Then we went to Glenfiddich, and that was fantastic. It's all family owned. One of the few that are still family owned. There's a lot of distilleries out there, but most of them are owned by a corporation. Diageo, and then there's one, and then there's a French company that does I don't remember what it's called, but lots of really cool distilleries. So we learned about that as well. But they each have a story, and that was the best part. One of the best parts about it. You learned a little bit about the process, and I felt like I'm so much better to explain the process. Not great, but so much better. But you also get to learn about the stories behind it. And as I've been doing with my podcasts, it's the stories that I love the most. So that's where I really enjoyed stuff. Good afternoon, Carol. Almost an afternoon. We're getting there. So it was a lot of fun. Great trip. We also had a couple guys on the trip who were like hardcore whiskey fans, and so they were stopping every moment to taste whiskey, more whiskey, and we got to enjoy a lot of their experiences and find out a little bit more about how to truly appreciate whiskey, and it was just incredible. Then of course we also got to do some hiking, hiked up a couple of mountains, and I learned a little bit more about organizing trips. So I've been doing my Celtic Invasion vacation since 2009, and it varies. Each one varies how I do it, but there hasn't been a whole lot of hiking, but I've come to realize that there are times when you want to hike, and we didn't get to do nearly as much. We got to ideas for how to do more in the future, and so I'm looking forward to trying some of those things out in the future. But in the meantime, it was just some incredible scenery. The views just spectacular. The weather was perfect the whole time. My usual trick of keeping the weather perfect just continues to work. I book it for months in advance, or at least that's what I like to tell people. And it turns out I had perfectly sunny days almost the entire time. There was one day I think it rained in the morning, or a couple of days actually it rained in the morning, but then it stopped for the rest of the day. It was just gorgeous. Just a fun trip. I got a couple of interviews, did a podcast. Had a band, Brother C, came out and joined us. It was just a lot of fun. So. Well, I thought I heard Jane Cobb say, Reavers, Malcolm Reavers, we've gotta get going for they come our way, and we're running from the Reavers. Reavers, Malcolm Reavers, oh Reavers, Malcolm Reavers, we're sailing fast with the Firefly aglow, and we're running from the Reavers. Lead us, Malcolm, lead us with that grin. Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, there's many a worse spot that we've been in, so we're running from the Reavers. Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, oh Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, we're sailing fast with the Firefly aglow, and we're running from the Reavers. River knocked up Jane, that'll never get old. Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, she's like a weapon that is out of control for Miranda and the Reavers. Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, oh Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, we're sailing fast with the Firefly aglow, and we're running from the Reavers. Are you sure you want to go near Reavers space? Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, where does it get fun to cut up your face? Now we're running from the Reavers. Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, oh Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, we're sailing fast with the Firefly aglow, and we're running from the Reavers. They all lay down and fell dead asleep. Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, I wonder if they dream of homicidal sheep, for the rest turned into Reavers. Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, oh Reavers, Malcolm, Reavers, we're sailing fast with the Firefly aglow, and we're running from the Reavers. Wash was an ace, he's a leaf on the wind. Reavers, Malcolm Reavers. Although he was great, we didn't did him in while we all ran away from Reavers. Reavers, Malcolm Reavers. Oh, Reavers, Malcolm Reavers. We're sailing fast with the firefly aglow, and we're running from the Reavers. Reavers, Malcolm Reavers. Oh, Reavers, Malcolm Reavers. We're sailing fast with the firefly aglow, and we're running from the Reavers. Are you sure the weather was perfect since you were in a rush to beat it? Probably I was the reason. That was the price I paid. Where I was unsure whether I was going to make it out of Atlanta. There was a blog about that, I think, I think it's over on, is it a blog or a podcast? I don't know. Over on Patreon. Go check that out. Here's one. She's shiny. Oh, so shiny. I don't say a word, I'm in love with that girl. Yes, she's shiny. Oh, oh, so shiny. She keeps spinning around and round in a whirl, carrying the weight of heartache from her past, running towards a future that won't last. What a beaut, that girl makes my heart soar. She likes the night like a brightly shining star, 'cause she's shiny, oh, oh, so shiny. I don't say a word, I'm in love with that girl. Yes, she's shiny, oh, oh, so shiny. She keeps spinning around and round in a whirl. Sometimes she doesn't like the way I deal. Sometimes she lets me know it's still. Sometimes she sets good men on fire. Climb aboard and she'll ride down your spire, 'cause she's shiny, oh, oh, so shiny. I don't say a word, I'm in love with that girl. Yes, she's shiny, oh, oh, so shiny. She keeps spinning around and round in a whirl. I found her in a down and out dirty place, head down, a feeling of disgrace. I looked inside and I saw hope in her eyes. I knew right then that that firefly would fly, 'cause she's shiny, oh, oh, so shiny. I don't say a word, I'm in love with that girl. Yes, she's shiny, oh, oh, so shiny. She keeps spinning round and round in a whirl. Yes, she's shiny, oh, oh, so shiny. I don't say a word, I'm in love with that girl. So I'm getting ready for Multiverse this weekend, but I also have to get ready for Georgia Ren Fair. Oh, hey Rex, by the way. Georgia Ren Fair, which I'll be doing 3 weekends. I think the first one is in first weekend of November. I will be out there for that, which is going to be a lot of fun. I've been wanting to get back out there for many years now, so I'm excited to finally be able to do just that. But it does require some change. It's not that I don't do Renaissance festivals much. I do. I mean, I've done many over the years, but I guess one of the things they said that you have to like have a specific hat pass. You can't just do. Normally, I have a certain little hat pass thing where I'm saying like I'm a professional musician. If you enjoy the music you hear, I make a living as a musician. You can't do that. There, they don't want any you to feel obligated in any form or fashion. You can mention it, but you can't make people feel obligated, which is an interesting way of looking at it. So, oh wait, hey, you know what? So I wrote a few. Where is it? Let me share these. So one of the things that I don't, and they are all supposed to like not mention actual amounts. Like one of the ones I've used at many shows is like, if you enjoy this performance, please reach into your wallet, pull out a $1, $5, $20 bill, then drop your wallet into the tip basket. So which I always love that line. But I did do this one. I ended up grabbing some. I went to ChatGPT. I was like, hey, I wonder if we could come up with some hat lines, and it came up. Thank you for singing with me this fine day. If you enjoy the music, your generosity could save me from a life of weaving baskets. No offense to basket weavers, or this is for you, Rex. If you enjoy the music, your generosity could save me from a life of veterinarianism. No offense to veterinarians. I mean, but you can insert any sort of things, which I kind of like. That's going to be a fun way of looking at it. And then, of course, one of the others that I remembered at the last minute was, if you enjoy the music, please come and grab a broadsheet or a business card or whatever, and you will find it conveniently located next to my tip bucket. So, not great, the best hat lines in the world, but, I'll make do, right? Do the best I can. All right, where are we at? Which one are you laughing ha-ha to? I want to know what those are, babe. If you like some of those. All right, what was I going to do? All right, I'm going to do this. I haven't done Hallelujah in a while. You have hats? Oh my God, that's going to be great, Jer. I love that idea. Because I will be doing the you have CDs, or I don't know if I could easily switch it over to album pins. You have album pin, teaching people that instead of CDs, because while I do have my CDs and I have my album pins, how many people? I guess I don't know. There is that comedic effect of CD, yay, So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes though. I definitely know that. From the venues I played around Atlanta, I feel like CDs are not doing so great, but the album pin should be great. The vet one that my vet recently made it. The life of rectal temperature checks. It's good. Wait. Hold on, let me try it. Thank you. Your generosity could save me from a life of rectal temperature checks. No offense to veterinarians. I'm gonna write that down. I got it. Oh, that's funny. Rectal temp checks. Oh my God, that's great. Thank you for that, Rex. Maybe I can include that. I don't know if that's going too far. Probably not. So yeah. Okay. So that's a good one. Why don't we ask all of you this right now? Your generosity could save me from a life of fill in the blank. No offense to whatever. Because maybe we can come up with some other fun things. If we can make it for the Renaissance Festival circuit too. Save me from a life of leeching. No offense to what are those barbers? Wasn't the barbers who did the leeching? I don't know. In any case, post your comments down below because I want to read those. Heard there was a secret word that David played and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. The beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne and she cut your hair. And from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah, hallelujah. There was a time you let me know what's real and going on below. But now you never show that to me, do you? Remember when I moved in you, the Holy Devil was moving too, and every breath he drew was hallelujah. 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 Maybe there's a God above, but all I ever learned from love was how to shoot at someone who outdrew you. It's not a cry you can hear at night. It's not someone who has seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. All right. Save me from a life of scullery. No offense to Tech. I love it. I love it. All right. Greetings, Amanda. So yeah, lots to work on for the Georgia Ren Fair. But I'm looking forward to it. I have been practicing almost daily with Inara, and that is sounding really good. I'm really proud of her. There's definitely over the past couple years, we've been working on stuff, and it feels like it's finally really starting to hit home. So I'm really excited to share to perform at Irish Fest Atlanta. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Got to make sure our set's tight. So that's what we'll be doing after this. Is we'll be practicing. I would love to get back to Maryland one day. I don't know. I don't have anything planned yet, but we've been talking about it. Heading back up, we wanted to go visit DC, take the kids to DC, and so planning something. But I do need to find a venue again because it's been 10 years since I've been down there. God, it's been that long. I think it might have been. So if you know any place, drop me a line. This is a song, Serenity Valley Waltz, a way of overcoming trauma. There's a place that I go when I'm feeling low, and a battle is raging in my head. It dries up my tears and holds back the fear, gives me strength to face what's ahead. Serenity Valley Waltz, when I'm feeling like everything's lost. My heart is all ablaze and my mind's in a haze. Let the angels dance away my faults. I felt the sadness that you caused when you exposed all my flaws and treated my fears as unreal. There is truth in your lie, so much hurt as I cried when you left my soul scarred and unhealed. Serenity Valley Waltz, when I'm feeling like everything's lost. My heart is all ablaze and my mind's in a haze. Let the angels dance away my faults. Up in the skies, I'm grateful my family's with me. Still I wait for the dawn and I struggle to go on, so I pray for serenity. Serenity Valley Waltz, when I'm feeling like everything's lost. And my mind's in a haze. Let the angels dance away my faults. Serenity Valley Waltz, when I'm feeling like everything's lost. My heart is all ablaze and my mind's in a haze. Let the angels dance away my faults. All right, I'm gonna do one final song. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back next week, back to a regular Wednesday at 11:30 is my plan. I don't see any reason why I can miss that, right? Nope, it all looks good. So I should be back fine next week. the regular schedule. This is definitely one of those wild ones. My wife was going out of town, and I just got back from Scotland. I was like, oh. So I decided to wait an extra day before I did anything. So there's that. So one of the things I mentioned earlier was that I was planning on doing, I want to do another album that's going to be patron only. Not patron only, that's the wrong way. It's going to be available for as far as selling. I'm not going to have it in my store on Bandcamp. It's going to be, you know, if you need to be a patron or to purchase it, or you might be able to get it at a show. That's the thought process that's currently, but it's also going to be a little bit lower tech. I mean, it's going to be me and my auto harp, much like my album that I released, Heroes, which was is available over on Patreon for, I forget what level, but one of those levels. It's not for the basic level, but if you are a member, you can get the digital downloads of that. But the CD was only available for a while for patrons, and this is going to be a similar project when I finally sit down to start recording, which is the big challenge, because right now I also still finish up an album with the Brobdingnagian Bards, which oh my gosh, it's been a while since it feels like this past couple weeks, past month it's been just kind of crazy. So and now I'm remembering all these songs that I haven't played in forever, so let's go ahead and do one. When I say mushrooms, you shout mushrooms. Thank you again for watching. Again, if you haven't signed up on Patreon, please do that. I went to the kitchen because I had Asian with food that I find there. There were carrots and taters, bread, cheese and mutton, all of my favorite fare. But none of it tamed my stomach rumble, so I threw my hands in the air. Knocked open the shutters, looked down beneath the windows, that's how I became aware. Why, it's mushrooms that fills my heart with joy. Mushrooms! I don't mean to sound all coy, but mushrooms! They make me shout with delight. It's the littlest fungus that lives among us that I love to eat each night. My friends and I were running through the fields trying to catch a hog. That old farmer Maggot said made a racket while he was cutting up a log. We crashed through the thorns and stumbled through the thicket, we could barely see through the fog. We tripped and we tumbled and we rolled in a bundle and landed face first in the bogs, where we found mushrooms that fills my heart with joy. Mushrooms! I don't mean to sound all coy, but mushrooms! They make me shout with delight. It's the littlest fungus that lives among us that I love to eat each night. A round of drinks is what I think would fill my heart with cheer. We laugh and shout with all hands out as we order up more beer. Sure, we love stew, but oh, to the brew that turns away all my fears. When food and drink has a taste, I think that makes my memory clear. We think of mushrooms that fills my heart with joy. Mushrooms! I don't mean to sound all coy, but mushrooms! They make me shout with delight. It's the littlest fungus that lives among us that I love to eat each night. So, my dear friends, please come on in and gather around the fire. We'll drink a toast to our fine host and all of our kin in the Shire. It's an earthy food, now I'm in the mood and feeling quite inspired. There's some for us all, so stand up tall and join on in our choir and sing about mushrooms that fills my heart with joy. Mushrooms! I don't mean to sound all coy, but mushrooms! They make me shout with delight. It's the littlest fungus that lives among us that I love to eat each night. It's mushrooms that fills my heart with joy. Mushrooms! I don't mean to sound all coy, but mushrooms! They make me shout with delight. It's the littlest fungus that lives among us that I love to eat each night. It's the littlest fungus that lives among us that I love to eat each night. Alright, thank y'all so much for watching. That will be on the next Bard CD, Another Fair to Remember. I look forward to sharing more with you next week. Sláinte.